All right, guys, we're back in the shop today. Don't know how I did it, but I accidentally deleted the intro to this video. But we're actually working on my 96 Mystic Cobra. It's getting cold outside, and I'm going to start just putting it away and put a cover on it after we give it a good bath because she is filthy. But before that, I wanted to change out the coolant in this. And these cars, the four valves in particular, are kind of a pain in the butt. They got this crossover pipe. You got to get this thing out. You got to raise the car in the air, make sure it's up, and get the air bubbles. It's a pain in the butt. But there's actually a tool you can buy. There's a bunch of different brands, but Harbor Freight has it. So I went to Harbor Freight. It's a Maddox cooling system tester, refiller, whatever. I think it's like $80. I bought it for a PT Cruiser, which they're also notorious for having issues doing the cooling system. And this car's done. I didn't do a darn thing. After I got done filling it up, using the tool, took it for a trip down the road. No issues whatsoever. No, the super hot air inside. I did run the defroster just to be on the safe side, but super easy. I mean, it took me maybe 15 minutes, and that's recording a video with that. Whatever, maybe 20 minutes. 30 minutes. Okay, 30 minutes. Took me half an hour recording. Anyways, the car's done, and I just want to show how this tool is used, and if you're interested in it, I give it a big thumbs up. So without further ado, let's jump into this thing. All right, so this is the Maddox Cooling System Test and Refill Kit, part number MH1B. What does it come in the package here? Bunch of different fittings. These are little rubber. They go into like your cap, and then you use this twist, and it actually makes a suction seal. But this is the line you put into your coolant, and right here is where you put. It actually comes with one. I'm not going to get it out because it doesn't fit my system. Actually, I'll just show you. This is what I have. These little blue things you can get at like Track Supply and the auto store. That's what I'll be putting into here. But that's it. You just put that in here, and then you hook it up on the car, which I'll show you how to do. But that's it. I mean, it comes with a bunch of different little fittings here. Like I said, they're all just rubber lines. They're just different sizes. And I think we're actually going to be using the 40 millimeter for the Cobra. So let me show you how to set it up on the car, and we'll start working on this thing. All right, so yeah, the 40 mil is the one that worked great for it. It fits in there, and you just got to make sure it's nice and sealed. And what you do is you put this, the adapter in first, you put this in, and then you just screw this down. It actually expands it and makes it have a good seal. What else do you guys need for this? You do need an air compressor. I forgot to add that. I mean, you got the fitting, so you kind of put two and two together. But what happens is you're putting air through here, and the air is going through, and it's actually making a suction through the cooling system itself. And I think it'll get up to like 24 or something. I'll have to see. I forget exactly the number. But it gets up to there, and then that's it. It's just going to blow all the air out. You might even get a little bit of coolant or water, whatever you have in there. Might get a little bit out the exhaust here. But you want to make sure that this one is shut until you're ready to suck the coolant back in, which is really cool to watch. But that's it. It's all hooked up. It's nice and sturdy. And what you can do too is once you hook all this up and you put air to it and you shut everything off and you just wait, you can actually watch the gauge. And if it starts going down, that means you have a leak somewhere. So that's where the leak test comes in. But when you're ready to fill, you just put this into your coolant and you open that up while it's got the suction on the system, and it just fills it right up. No problem. So hopefully. So this is kind of what it's supposed to look like. You got the air hose hooked up. You want to make sure you have at least 90 pounds going through here. And this is just kind of an exhaust that I have rigged up. So in case there is any little bit of fluid that might come out, it won't get on the car, and it'll just go in this little bucket that I have here. But what we need to do is make sure the compressor is on. Again, at least 90 pounds. All we're going to do is turn this valve, and then you're going to start seeing this, and it'll actually suck these hoses flat. So let's give it a try and see what happens here. See it's leaking through here. Whoop, there it goes. See it? Flattened out. Might turn my compressor on, so if it does, we'll just shut this off because it'll be very loud. At 24. And we'll let it sit. And I mean, if you want to take it off, you can. Whoa, no! Don't screw up my expensive paint. It's already screwed up. But yeah, so we're going to let it sit for a few minutes and make sure it's not leaking out. And then the fun part begins, sucking it all back through. Looking good. It's been a few minutes. Again, we'll kind of go over. You can see both hoses are pulled tight. That means this whole system is now in like a vacuum. And it is holding like 24.5. It won't focus. Please trust me. So what we're going to do is make sure that you have enough coolant for one. The directions say make sure you put it in the gallon jug, and before it empties, pull it out and put it into the other gallon. I did that, and it actually still gets an air pocket. So I recommend getting a bucket and just filling it up. We got about couple gallons worth in here. We'll keep an eye on. If we need to add more, we'll add more. We can shut it off and then add more before it gets empty. But again, when I did it, I pulled it out of the bucket before it got empty, and it still got an air pocket in it. We don't want air at all. So I'm going to put my hand down in here, turn this on, and we'll get this thing pumping. I'll do this one-handed. Let's see how well it works. Not well. Okay, hold on one second. Phone's gonna go flying. There you go. There you go. I tried as fast as I can. You can hear it. And it'll actually go down. I love how my phone focuses like, there you go. See how the numbers are going down? It's because it's filling it up. Make sure it's at the bottom. And that's it. We just keep filling it up. You fill it up until it hits 0. And then you'll check the system, see if it's full. If it's not, you just fill it up the rest of the way. Still filling. We're running low, so I'm going to go get some more before it gets an air pocket. There we go. So yeah, it's kind of what you want to do. Make sure you don't get an air pocket in here. That's the biggest thing. We got it down basically to 0. The lines are back to being fat again, hopefully full of coolant. What we're going to do is unhook all this, and we're going to check. And again, always make sure you run the vehicle, check the fluid, get it warmed up, make sure it's good, which we're going to do. So let me unhook all this and double check everything. Took it back over to the bench there, and you won't be able to see it super clear. I mean, that coolant's actually really clear, but it's right there. It actually filled the reservoir and everything up completely. So we're going to fire it up. I'll go over all that. This isn't really a video on how to do make sure there's no air bubbles. It's just more how the tool is used. And the tool, again, it's that Maddox from Harbor Freight. Their tools actually are pretty good. I'm enjoying this thing. No leaks. Worked perfect, flawlessly. I just got to clean everything out, but it's good. Big thumbs up from me. If you guys have any questions or comments on the tool, don't be afraid to ask. All right, guys. God bless.